job? Like, do you think that?
Yeah, he's going to be a big part of this thing no matter what happens. He is going to be a huge part of our success, no matter what happens at the quarterback spot. But by him having that leadership, that natural leadership ability that people are attracted to, it definitely helps whether he's the guy.
Does that mean on the field or on the sideline, or are you doing a two quarterback thing? What does that mean when you say that?
When I say what?
When you said he's going to help one way or the other, whether he's a starting quarterback or not.
Well, no, I'm just saying that because of his leadership ability, he can influence people whether he's the starting quarterback or he's the backup quarterback. He's going to be a guy that is going to influence his football team, offensively, defensively, just because of who he is as a person and because of his personality.
Because of his athletic ability, let's say he doesn't win the job. Do you find a way to get him on the field because he's so athletic?
He's dynamic. And we saw that in the spring. I mean, we've known that as coaches, but we all saw it probably more in the spring game. I mean, he's a guy that when something breaks down, he can make something look real good, just because of his running ability, his strength, his size. He's not easy to tackle, not just because of his athleticism, because of his size and his strength. And so that's where we all know that playing quarterback is not just being able to throw the football. He can do that, but man, he's so special because he's that dual threat. He's a guy that can do both, and he can get you out of a jam, similar to what Deshaun did, as far as the athleticism piece.
You mentioned that this competition could go well into the season. What's your philosophy on a dual quarterback system?
Yeah.
Playing one guy in a given game or even a given quarter.
Yeah, no, I think that's very much of a possibility. That very well could happen. I think there's good things about that, and I think there's maybe not so good things about that. Sometimes when you have one quarterback and everybody knows who that quarterback is, everybody can rally around one guy. When you have two, it's a little bit harder to do that. But I do think with our culture and our coaching staff and our team that we have, I don't think it's a big issue with having two guys playing. We haven't even gotten that far because we still have so much practice to get in this preseason camp, but it's not out of the realm. I mean, if these guys earn it and they deserve to play, then we'll find a way to get them on the field.
What are Kelly's weaknesses?
I think I could probably say this about all the quarterbacks, but just being consistent. Day in and day out, being consistent, especially as a thrower, and he has gotten better. There's no question. When he got here, I'm just thinking about when he first stepped foot here, 2.5 years ago when I did, and now it's night and day as far as his consistency as a thrower. But it still needs to be better. He needs to make those big throws more consistently to be an elite thrower. And he's a good thrower. He can make all the throws. It's just a matter about making them all the time. It's hard to do, right? And the expectations are obviously set high. But I know he can do it, and it's a lot of this confidence thing, and he's getting so much better with that.
Your assessment is Eric. I'm coming in.
Yeah.
20 times. Yep. Your assessment is Eric coming out of the spring.
Yeah, really good, really impressed. He surprised us all as far as how much he retained from the fall as a redshirt guy. You just don't know how much these redshirt guys are retaining on their own and how much they're really diving into the playbook, because as a redshirt guy, they don't get as much attention, good or bad, but they don't get as much attention as the guy that's going to be playing for obvious reasons. So he's got to have a plan, and obviously we set up a plan for him, but then it's their job to go execute it. And he went and executed it, and it showed in the spring. And so that was exciting, that number one, that he learned it and he knew the system more than we thought. And then each rep that he took, he learned from and he got better. Sometimes Eric, he has so much confidence in his arm, which he should. He tried to force things. He just needs to be a consistent decision maker. That's probably the biggest thing for him coming into preseason camp is, can he make his decisions consistently, because he can make the throws. And once he can do that, he can be special.
And if I can throw a Hunter
Yeah.
while I'm here.
Yeah.
What was your success to come out of spring in him?
Yeah, well, Hunter, we all know, was a early enrollee. Number one, tons of talent. I mean, you can't ask for much more talent as a thrower, as an athlete, as just everything combined. So we saw that early. Even if it wasn't throwing to the guy that I'm anticipating him throw it to, when he throws it, you can tell, you can see that it's special. And so we saw that early on. And then he was up and down throughout the spring is what we expected. I mean, when you talk about a kid that's still supposed to be in high school, learning a system in spring ball is hard to do and go through all those reps and be consistent. So he impressed us in a lot of ways. I think for him this summer, what he's been doing is to kind of regurgitate everything from what happened in the spring, learn from it, and then be able to go play faster and not have to think as much as he was in the spring. And we talked yesterday. I mean, that's what he was. That's what he said, Coach. My confidence is so much higher than it was like during spring break whenever we were halfway through spring ball. And he was spinning, trying to figure everything out because we throw a lot at them in the spring to see what they can do and maybe not to slow other guys down. And so he was able to do that this summer, and so I'm real anxious to see how it pans out in the preseason camp, just to see what he retained and what he was able to overcome and some of the mistakes that he did. But he did better than we thought, coming out of the spring when you look back at it.
Both of those guys really going through their first Februarys, Marches, and even summers here. From your experience, I mean, it made sense not to have a starter come out of the spring no matter what the results were going to be. But a lot can change over, or in your experience, can a lot change over spring and summer as they start to settle in for young guys?
I really do. I really believe that. And